Hi guys, this is Jason. Today I'm back to talk to you again, and today the topic we're going to look at are seasons. So I wondered, how many seasons do you know? Probably you know the four main seasons, but we're going to talk a little bit about each of those, as well as three kind of special seasons as well. So here we go. It's spring. Okay, so spring is the time when people always think about flowers blooming, the air warming up. So the end of winter. For many people, especially me, it's the best time of the year because it's the most cheerful time of the year. It's a season of hope and new life. So here are a couple of famous quotes about spring. April showers bring May flowers. A shower, of course, the shower in your house is what you use to clean your body. But the expression here, April showers, refers to the heavy rains that you get in America in April. So you're having a rain shower, means a lot of rain. As a teacher, especially a teacher in America, I often see students who are suffering from spring fever. Now, they're not literally sick, and there's nothing wrong with their temperature. But spring fever means the students are excited that spring is here and they want to go outside. They do not want to be in a classroom studying. And this is a very inspirational quote that I really enjoyed. No matter how long the winter, spring is sure to follow. We know that winter is the season that ends on the first day of spring. But the expression here means that if winter is maybe the dark times in your life, the difficult times, it's a reminder that better days are coming. So spring is sure to follow. Next, let's talk a little bit about summer. Okay, now summer is maybe like the hottest part of the year in America. That's when kids have a long summer vacation, and a lot of families will take their trips during summer. Be careful if you're traveling to places like Disneyland in the summertime. The prices are more expensive and the parks are more crowded. Okay? But take a look at this expression about summer. I think we will have an Indian summer this year. Ironically, Indian summer does not take place from the months June, July, or August. Indian summer actually is a reference to a warm period that we often get in the fall. So let's say in early October, it gets cold, and then the second or the third week of October, it warms up again before it starts to get very cold. We call that an Indian summer. Now, summer is probably the most popular time of the year for people to write songs about as well. So when I was looking, I found many different songs about summertime. So I just want to share a couple of them with you. First, of course, the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun. Okay. Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong sang a song together called Summertime. So, of course, this was when my grandparents were still alive. Okay. Or how about the Beach Boys? They sang many songs about summer, but my favorite, Let's Go Surfing Now. Everybody's learning how. Go on a safari with me. All right. Katrina and the Waves is a popular song from the 80s. And Let's Walking on Sunshine. And Taylor Swift sang a song called Cruel Summer. Wow, a lot of songs about summer. And trust me, if you Google it, you'll find a much longer list than I did. All right, our next season is fall. Now, fall is the season when the leaves change colors. It's when we start to go back to school. So in America, that is. So the school year usually starts in America. And of course, the days get shorter and colder. The first quote here, I am enjoying my autumn years. Well, let's imagine that your entire life is 4 seasons. So the spring is maybe when you're born, okay? So the summer is when you're young and strong and vigorous, full of energy. Your autumn years, well, I'm afraid that those are where I am right now. So I'm past 40 years old, and I'm not old yet, but I'm definitely not as young as I used to be. And of course, your winter years, those will be your last years of your life, maybe when you're 70 or 80 years old, if you get that far. Okay? So I'm enjoying my autumn years. I'm very happy that I'm not a 30-year-old working as hard as I can anymore. Instead, I get to make a YouTube video for you. How about this expression too? Fall is in the air. So when you walk around outside in the fall, you can kind of feel it. You know, it's not hot or muggy like it is in the summertime. So it's starting to maybe just get a little bit chilly, but you can kind of sense it too. Okay, your body responds to it. Fall is in the air. Or how about this? It's sweater weather. Now today it's early fall, so I'm still wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt. But it's sweater weather means that the weather has definitely gotten cold enough. You can't go around wearing just a t-shirt any longer. You must wear something else. And this last one, I didn't make this. I found it online, but I thought it was really funny. If only Alexa could rake the leaves. Well, again, in the fall, one habit that a lot of people have to do is go outside in the rain and rake up all the leaves that have fallen on the ground. Well, if you don't know, Alexa is the name of the AI servant that you can buy from Amazon. We don't have Alexa at our house. We have Google instead. But we often ask Google for the time, or to give us a joke, or to help me prepare for another lesson. If only Alexa could not just help me prepare for a lesson, but also go outside and rake the leaves. All right, the last of the 4 regular seasons we'll talk about is winter. Winter is, of course, we always associate winter with being Christmas. However, if you remember, Christmas is December 25th. The winter solstice, the first day of winter, is December 22nd. Winter is only 3 days old when we celebrate Christmas every year. My mom used to tell me that the 22nd was the longest night of the year. I disagree with her. That was definitely Christmas Eve, because we had to wait so long to open our gifts the next morning. Or winter is also the quiet season. It's the season where if you travel somewhere warm, but it's also the season for going outside and playing in the snow, if you're lucky enough to have snow. So take a look at some of these expressions about winter. The dead of winter is so gloomy. Gloomy is another word for like sad or depressing. The dead of winter refers to late winter, late January, early February. So Christmas, the New Year, they're all past, but you don't have anything to look forward to. It's cold and it's dark. The dead of winter. It's not a cheerful time. How about this? Jack Frost is nipping at your nose. This is actually part of a song titled The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. So, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Okay? But Jack Frost is a fictional character similar to Santa Claus. But nipping means like taking small bites of something. So when you walk outside in the wintertime, you can feel it on your nose first. Your nose gets cold. Jack Frost took a small bite of it. And the last one, be careful, we're walking on thin ice here. Now, originally, this expression came from walking on top of a frozen over pond or a frozen lake. But you're walking on thin ice, you have to be careful, because if you step in the wrong place, you fall into the lake and you're in very big trouble. So, but here, we're walking on thin ice also is an expression. It means you have to be careful in this situation. Let's say that you and your girlfriend had a big fight. The next words you say to her when you see her, I have to be very careful, because you're walking on thin ice. If you say the wrong thing, she might break up with you. By the way, I was very good at saying the wrong thing many times when I was younger. All right, so those are the 4 basic seasons. So remember, spring, summer, fall, and winter. But I'd like to introduce to you 3 more seasons as well. Next are the quote rainy seasons. As I live here in Korea, so we have a rainy season. It's actually very short, but it starts in June and it's supposed to end in July. Usually it's about 1 month long. But especially in warmer countries, they don't have winter. So they just have a rainy season and a dry season. By the way, sometimes rainy season is also called monsoon season. Let me show you when different countries have rainy seasons. First is India. Their rainy season is from June to September, and they get a lot of rain in those months, more than we get in Korea. Okay? Singapore, one of my favorite places in the world. Singapore has its rainy season from November to January. Brazil, further east, the rainy season starts in December and it ends in March. And last one I'm going to put on my list here, Nigeria. Nigeria is a country in Central Africa, West Central Africa, and they have a long rainy season. It starts in April and it ends in October. If you decide to travel to another country, especially a warmer country, make sure you check when they have their rainy seasons, because especially in Korea, if it's raining, you don't really want to travel outside. Now, the next category we have is what we call sports seasons. Now, there are so many different sports, and many of those sports you can play professionally. I only put a list of 4 sports down here today, but please, if I didn't include your sport, please understand. First, MLB is a reference to Major League Baseball. So American baseball season starts in March and it ends in October. So the end of baseball season is right around the corner. Premier League, if you're a soccer fan, which most people in the world are, the Premier League, their season starts in August and it finishes in May. The NFL, well, my favorite sport is American football. And so NFL is the National Football League. And their season starts in September and the championship game is usually in early February. And then finally, we have National Basketball Association, so the NBA, and their season starts actually very soon. It starts in October and it finishes in April. All right, we just have one season left to mention, and I say this for last because it's my favorite, and that is the holiday season. Holiday season mostly takes place in the fall. And by the way, this is the American holiday season. Other countries, they have holiday seasons in other times. But American holiday season starts on October 31st and it finishes on January 1st. Now, there are many holidays in the year in America. One other video I talked about already was about Independence Day. Americans celebrate Independence Day in July. Americans celebrate Memorial Day in May. Easter, of course, is in the spring, either March or April every year. But 4 of the biggest holidays of the year all come within 2 months of each other. The first of those, October 31st, you say this, trick or treat. Trick or treat is the expression you use on Halloween when you go to a person's house and to get candy from them. Okay. Later in November, actually November 11th, Americans celebrate Veterans Day. In Canada, it's called Remembrance Day because that's the day that World War I officially ended. But November 11th is a national holiday. However, there's always room for seconds. Well, this is something that I usually tell my wife, and she rolls her eyes on Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is in the end of November, and there's always room for seconds. Well, seconds means like a second dish of something, a second piece of turkey, or a second piece of pumpkin pie. Now, room You could always say there's always space for seconds. Means I have room in my stomach. So for more food. It's not full yet. And the third huge holiday is maybe the biggest holiday of the year, and that is Christmas. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Okay? I'm really sorry to my family because my wife and daughter have never been in America for Christmas. We'll change that eventually. But in American streets on Christmas, so even for the month before Christmas, it feels like magic. So believe in the magic of Christmas. And by the way, I didn't put a quote for it, but don't forget too, the 4 major holidays is the New Year. Now, there are actually a lot of New Year's celebrated around the world. So in Korea, they usually celebrate the New Year at the end of January or early February. However, December 31st and January 1st is the New Year. So we should maybe put the one last quote in here. Happy New Year! All right, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up with this. So if you understood what I said today, well, you did a wonderful job. Good work. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.